Yo, Cult, what's up? Sometimes these loud, charismatic wrestlers jump into our favorite combat sports and just start causing absolute chaos. Sometimes that chaos turns into a total dumpster fire, but other times, nature just gets it right. Some of these dudes are born in an MMA skin, and today, we're talking about a prime example of that. Josh Hockett basically kicked the door down with a shotgun in each hand and started making a mess in the world's top league. He's a super bright, high-key, cringy gem that no AI could ever replace. He's the undefeated reincarnation of Chael Sonnen with a weird love for poetry. The fans love him, Dana White loves him, and the dude has already cracked the top 5. Get this, he's only 28. Yeah, apparently that's what Gen Z looks like now. Basically, the guy has made enough noise to deserve his own deep dive here on the channel. With you is Combat Cult MMA. Never back down. Let's get it. Today we're going deep on Hockett. Who is this guy and how the hell did he climb the UFC ranks so fast? Why did he beat Curtis Blades, and should Alexander Volkov be worried about a new contender on his heels? I hope your burgers are flipped and those loaded fries are ready, heavy on the ranch and bacon, just how we like it. Enjoy the meal, we're diving in. And look, my longtime reliable partner is still here to make sure you get more than just emotions from the game. They've got top-tier offers for fans of boxing, MMA, football, basketball, and everything in between. All the info is in the link below. Let's keep moving. Hockett was born in '97, so yeah, he's officially a Zoomer, even if he looks like he's about to hit his 40s. Young Josh moved to Clovis back in the day. That's the same town where the airbender of the welterweight division, Josh Koscheck, was born. I guess the air there is still thick with greatest of all time cells, because Hockett's love for talking trash on the mic is definitely environmental. Luckily, it didn't fry his brain. His trash talk is actually kind of elegant and sharp. Anyway, Clovis is where Hockett started wrestling and playing football in high school, and he was elite at both. In college, he became an All-American wrestler, and in football, he went pro and almost made it to the NFL. That's some high-level athleticism right there. He was a total Swiss Army knife, playing linebacker, fullback, running back, scoring touchdowns and doing all those big-time plays. But he never really broke past being a backup in the big clubs. He got cut from 2 teams, so the football dream died, but it turns out smashing faces was way easier and more fun for him. And that's where the wrestling background came in clutch. After switching sports, Hockett spent about a year adjusting. He joined Jackson Wink, probably soaked up whatever was left of John Jones's talent in the air, and suddenly started wrecking everyone. He didn't start in some smoky basement or fight under a bridge. No gas station fights for this guy. Hockett went straight to Bellator in October 2023. He started against solid dudes. Solid for a debutante with no amateur career anyway. His debut was against a washed Darren Till fresh out of rehab. But look, you can't outdrink talent, and it's still Darren Till. That fight was a grind, and until the Blades fight, it was the longest of Josh's career. He went almost all the rounds. He started strong with a straight right to the chin, but Till didn't go down. Hockett realized he shouldn't play around with the Scouser's hands, so he went back to the oldest sport in the world, took him down, took the back, and choked him out with an arm triangle. After that start, Hockett's confidence hit the ceiling. Then came the disco, 4 straight first-round finishes, 2 KOs, 2 subs. In his second fight, he tried for the arm triangle again. The guy resisted, so after some ground and pound, Hockett snatched an armbar. After the fight, he grabbed the mic and went off, roasting modern parents, thanking his dad for kicking his ass as a kid so he could kick grown men's asses now. He started talking about how kids today are weak, all about those rainbow flags and whatever else. Basically, Josh Hockett is the definition of a based MAGA fighter. Pretty sure I saw a red hat somewhere in the arena. Once Bellator was conquered, Hockett signed with LFA. He had 3 fights there. He finished the first guy exactly like Joe Pyfer finished his opponents. The second guy looked like a typical pilot according to a Republican's imagination. That fight started sketchy. Hockett faked a takedown, slipped, and ate a nasty uppercut to the dome. He fired back with a jab, the guy wobbled, and suddenly Hockett had a buffet of options. The guy was covering up, and instead of just coasting, Hockett went for the finish. He got the sub 30 seconds later. In his last fight before the UFC, he faced some big, soft-looking dude, gave him a football takedown, and executed him from the crucifix position. With that momentum, he danced his way into an interview with the Bald Boss. Last August, Hockett showed up on Dana White's Contender Series. He wrestled and smashed some Brazilian no-name. The finish was bright, but the real performance was the post-fight promo. He said he was there to slap the lazy heavyweights and hunt down predators and weirdos because that ain't the American lifestyle. We won't fact-check that, but he hasn't caught any of those types yet. At least not publicly. He's only been in the UFC for 6 months, and he's already knocking on the door of a title shot. His career is moving in real time right before our eyes. 3 wins, 2 finishes, and more bonuses than fights. He took home 2 bonuses for the Curtis Blaydes fight alone. The guy made enough extra cash to buy a whole tractor. In his debut, he put out Max Jimenez, and in his second, he acted like a true gangster and finished Denzel Freeman. He bullied him, kicked him, and mentally broke him. At UFC 327, Hockett and Blaydes threw a ridiculous amount of strikes. Hockett even broke a record for most offensive gestures thrown, and now we're at the point where a guy who is 3-0 in the UFC, who only started MMA less than 3 years ago, is one big win away from the belt. In 6 months, Hockett cruised through 2 tough guys and then took 2 out of 3 rounds against a top 5 staple in Blaydes. So the big question is, how? Is Hockett actually elite? Let's break it down. Hockett's main weapon is obviously the machine gun fire of F-bombs, but for real, his wrestling is the key. He's an all-American freestyle wrestler. He even scrapped with Bo Nickel back in the day. He's powerful, explosive, and has great timing. He can shoot like a wrestler or hit you with a football-style tackle. His double base helps a lot, wrestling on the mat and the grass at the same time. His signature move is taking you down however he wants, taking the back and raining down heavy shots. If you don't like that, he'll just turn you around and feed you a nasty ground and pound. In the Blaydes fight, he actually stayed standing more, because Curtis is a high-level wrestler too, and he's bigger and heavier. Hockett would have gassed out trying to wrestle him, and we all remember what happens to the last guy who tried to out-wrestle Blaydes. We also have to credit his heavy hands. He's got decent, even good boxing. He stings with the jab, lands straights, hooks, and uppercuts. There's nothing super fancy or elite about his footwork or head movement, but he's got a solid base and heavyweight power. His hands are dangerous. He's a bit small for a heavyweight, so he needs that wrestling. His grappling is still a question mark. Yeah, he's got 3 subs, but they were against lower-level guys. Who in the UFC doesn't have a couple of subs on their record? He hasn't had to show his BJJ against elite competition yet, and honestly, why roll on the floor if you can just have a fist fight and get a fat check? His cardio is also a bit of a mystery. His fatigue against Blaydes could be blamed on the pace and the fact that it's Curtis Blaydes, but even against Freeman, Hockett was sucking wind in the first round. How will he look against Waldo Cortez Acosta or, heaven forbid, Cyril Gane? That's a massive question mark hanging over him. Though it's weird to talk about weaknesses when the guy just beat Blaydes and jumped to number 5. So, what do the MMA stars say about Josh Hockett's future? It looks bright. If he can knock out Derek Lewis on a major card, he's the next contender. Period. I'm positive that if he puts out Donald Trump's favorite fighter and drops another cringy fire promo on the mic, he'll jump over Volkov, Acosta, and maybe even Ganey in the title race. He might even end up as a short-notice replacement for a title fight that same night. Imagine Trump asking Dana, "Why isn't this loud kid fighting for the belt? He just beat Lewis." You can't really argue with Donnie, right? Even if he doesn't get the title shot immediately, his next fight will be someone big. We're talking Volkov, Acosta, Pavlovich, or Ganey. Since Waldo and Volkov are already linked for a contender fight, that leaves Sergey Pavlovich or Benjamin. And honestly, both those options sound like a bad time for Josh. Not because they are bad fighters, though Don Ganey is his own thing, but because Hockett likely gets his ass kicked there. I don't see how Hockett out-wrestles Pavlovich, and trading with him is a suicide mission. Not everyone can get past Gane's movement, and I doubt Hockett is one of them. Volkov with those long-range weapons is also a GGWP situation. That leaves Cortez Acosta, where Hockett has a better chance, but I'd still favor the Dominican. Hockett has the wrestling, but Waldo is bigger, stronger, has better cardio, and solid boxing. In my humble opinion, against anyone ranked higher than him right now, Josh's chances are slim. Regardless, the heavyweight division is finally getting interesting. New blood is everywhere. First it was Waldo, now Hockett kicked the door in. And don't forget the new Brazilian blood and the fact that they signed Gable Steveson. That dude has the potential to be DC 2.0. It's going to be an intriguing couple of years in the 265-pound division. That's the video for today. Let me know in the comments. Are you a Josh Hockett fan yet? Do you believe the hype, or is he just a lucky, overhyped brawler riding on his youth? Smash the like button, subscribe, and tell your friends. The cult must grow. This was Combat Cult MMA. Until next time.